Hello, lovely, and it's Gabby here from Confidence After Cancer. And today I'm talking about energy, that invisible currency that determines how you show up every day. So if you've ever woken up already tired or feel like you only have so much energy to give before you hit a wall, this episode will really help. I'm going to introduce you to the idea of an energy audit and also share something called the spoon theory. And it's a brilliant way to understand and explain why your energy feels so limited after cancer or any other life changing event. So, first of all, I want to talk about why energy management matters. So, after cancer treatment, fatigue is one of the biggest struggles. And it's not just physical tiredness, it's emotional, it's mental, can be spiritual fatigue too. You just feel like you've got nothing left to give. So you can think of energy like money in your bank account. You only have so much to spend every day. If you overspend, you end up in debt. And that means you're exhausted, burnt out, maybe frustrated. The problem is, most of us don't even notice where that spending is going. We may have been working or living on autopilot for so many years, getting into habits that no longer serve us. And that's what I really want to talk about today is being mindful about where we spend our energy. And once you're mindful about it and you understand what you're doing, maybe you could make some changes. So as a coach, I'm never here to tell you what you should and shouldn't do, but I'm here to help you reflect. If there is something that you want to change, perhaps you'd like more energy, perhaps you'd like to stop feeling so tired, maybe this will help. I hope it will. So first of all, I want to talk about the spoon theory. So like teaspoons or tablespoons, the spoon theory was created by Christine, I hope I'm saying this right, Miserandino, to explain chronic illness. And she used spoons as a metaphor for energy. So imagine you wake up in the morning with a handful of spoons, and each spoon represents a unit of energy. Everything you do in that day costs a spoon. So whether it's showering, cooking, commuting, working, conversations, even small decisions, everything takes energy. So healthy people feel, or they have what they feel like, is unlimited spoons. When you're younger and you're vital and you're full of good health, you might feel like I've got tons of energy, I can keep going. I personally used to really pride myself on being able to multitask and volunteering for extra tasks. Oh, I was happy to do it. But after cancer, you have to take a step back and realize your spoons are limited and sometimes really drastically. Once you're out of spoons, you can't borrow. Once you're out of spoons, you can't borrow endlessly. You may crash. Okay. So I know this from my own experience. Some days I thought I'd have enough spoons, for instance, for work, going to work, and then doing dinner with friends in the afternoon or after work, because that's what I used to do. I've been doing that for years, working a 9 to 5 jobs, or sometimes longer hours than that, but then having a busy social life as well. But that changed for me after my cancer diagnosis. By lunchtime, I felt like I'd already spent all my spoons. And it was no wonder that I felt guilty cancelling plans. I simply had no spoons left. So now I'm going to invite you to think about doing an energy audit. Okay. And this is really thinking about being mindful about where does your energy go? Because it's quite easy to think, well, I don't really know why I'm tired. Maybe I feel like I've not been doing enough and I feel guilty. But there's no judgment here. This is trying to be a bit analytical and a bit factual about, well, where is your energy going? So step one is what you could do. Track your energy for a week. So write down the tasks and the people and the activities that drain you and those that refill you. So drains might include long meetings, being around negative people. Clutter is a big one for me. I know if I've got a cluttered environment, it's hard to have clear thinking. Overthinking, it could be scrolling social media. For me, it's watching the news on the television, and I've stopped doing that. But again, no judgment here. This is very factual. Think about the things that drain you. But then, I'm going to end on a high here. Think about the boosts. What boosts you up? What gives you more energy? And it could be fresh air. It could be just looking at the sky, a 10-minute walk. It could be making some nourishing food or enjoying some nourishing food that somebody else has made for you. It could be listening to music that you love. It could be time with supportive friends. It could be listening to an uplifting podcast or watching something on YouTube that lifts you, that boosts you, that inspires you. These things may replenish your energy. So step 2 is I want you to notice your spoon spend. Where are you giving away more spoons than you want to? And where can you reclaim some? Because we have to stop thinking that we can do everything. And I know a lot of women are guilty of this. And yes, you can do everything. No, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. There's a difference, okay? You can do whatever you want to do, but if your energy is lacking, something has to give. Okay, so I just want you to notice that. And again, there's no right and wrong. You have to make the decision for you. But what you can do by looking at this audit is think about reallocating your energy. Just cut one drain. With all of these things, if you're making a change in your life, it's always easier just to make one change. Make one baby step towards the life that you want. So think about cutting one drain. One thing that drains your energy, can you cut that out and add one boost? So whatever it is that boosts your energy, that makes you feel good, add a little bit more of that into your life. 10 minutes a day can make a huge difference. And I'd like you to think about protecting your spoons for what really matters, whether that's your rest, your work, your family, or your healing. Whatever it is that you want to spend more time on, whatever it is you want to give more energy to, protect your spoons and save it for that. Okay. And I want you to remember that you are not lazy and you are not weak because you have fewer spoons. You are very wise. You are clever for recognizing your limits. And doing an energy audit helps you to see that you do have choices. You may not have control over everything, for instance, at work or what other people do, but you can choose where your precious energy goes. You really can, my love. And remember that every no that you say to a drain is really a yes to yourself. So, lovely, I'd like you to try an energy audit this week. Write down your drains, your boosts, and how many spoons you think you've got each day. It could open your eyes. It really did for me when I started doing this. And if you'd like support in learning how to protect and expand your energy while you rebuild your life after cancer, that's exactly what I help women with in my coaching. And you can find out more at my website. There'll be a link to that somewhere around these show notes. But as always, I would urge you to stay safe and stay sane, spend your spoons wisely. Have a wonderful week, and thank you so much for listening. I'm always here for you. Thank you. Bye bye.